Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to It Came From the 80s, D Bougie 86 here again. And yes, guys, a brand new It Came From the 80s. Very exciting stuff. Unfortunately, uh, I'm doing this in honor of legendary director and filmmaker George A Romero, who sadly passed away yesterday. And it's a very sad thing, for, of course, for us horror fans who grew up watching horror films growing up, because pretty much some of our first horror films were George A. Romero's films. Of course, if you don't know who George A. Romero is, he's probably most famously known for creating the modern zombie and the modern zombie genre. Of course, the first film that he ever directed was Night of the Living Dead, and that went on and sprawled different types of films, including him making his other sequels to those. And also, he made other films like The Crazies and what is the other ones? Season of the Witch, Martin, Night Riders, Creepshow, of course, and numerous other films. But I'm today reviewing probably my favorite George A. Romero film, because it was the first George A. Romero film I ever seen, because memories of like renting like his movies back in the day, and we used to sneak like a lot of his films. Like I remember back in the day, we used to steal. Well, not steal. We used to borrow my friend's cousin's VHS copy of Dawn all the time and watch it. And but this is actually the first one that I seen out of his films, and that of course is 1985's Day of the Dead. Yes. Uh, Pretty much, this is the third in the Dead series, of course. This is the last from the original trilogy. Then years later, he would restart a new trilogy and series with Land of the Dead, which actually interesting story. The pretty much the synopsis of Land of the Dead actually originally came from the original script for Day, because it had like the dead reckoning ship and stuff in that script, and then they edited it down because of budgetary reasons, I believe. So pretty much the main plot of Day of the Dead is pretty much what we gather from it is pretty much the U.S. is isolated with this zombie outbreak, and it has grown to amass quantities. And we follow our main characters, who are like these military and scientist group that do their studies in like this underground bunker, and pretty much they're trying to figure out what is the cause of the zombie outbreak by studying them up close and personal, and if there's a way to find a cure. And as this is going on, we see the situation where these soldiers are kind of getting fed up with being down here and doing their job, because pretty much it's not worth it for them in this time period and the process, especially being down there cooped up a lot is making them kind of go a little loony. So the tension is rising, and it's pretty much trying to fight their survival and try to figure out a way to survive and try to figure out before the military snaps. Pretty much that's pretty much the main plot as well. Going too crazy into now, my thoughts on this film. I love the opening of this film. It has like this great cinematography that takes place in like this Florida setting, and it has like some great imagery, and it opens up with like some awesome like looking zombies. First off, I'm gonna say this. This is my favorite look of all like George A. Romero zombies in this film, because of the makeup effects. Tom Savini has grown vastly since Dawn of the Dead, and his makeup is amazing in this film, and the effects are outstanding. The performances by the main characters are awesome too. Like according like Joe Pilato as Rhodes, very memorable. I'm the head of this monkey farm, Frankenstein, like shit like that, and it's just a very interesting performance, because Rhodes has like that mentality still when his character delivers lines, like he's still trying to find a balance between being sane and crazy, the way he is delivering and acting in his role. And I like that about that, because you could see like he's trying to keep it together, but he at any moment he could finally snap pretty much. And I like all the other characters, because they have like that borderline like snapping to them, like especially Steele. Steele's a really great example of just the way in the dialogue and the way his character dwells and the way his character arcs are in the film. And you can see like there was some good back then when he was normal and stuff, and he's trying to redeem himself in a certain arc of the film. I like Laurie Cadell as Sarah. She's probably the most strongest female character from the Romero films from this date, because we had Barbara from the original, who was pretty much shocked the whole time, and then we had Francine from Dawn, who was pretty much, she grew as a character as the film moved on, but she had like some moments where she was like frightened, especially with like certain situations for involving like the Hare Krishna zombie in that film. But this is probably like the strongest because she holds her own with like the male characters of the film. Like she'll talk back to them and stuff and tell them how it is and how she feels about situations, which I really did enjoy. And we got Terry Alexander, who's just great in this film because funny story about Terry Alexander, because he talks with a Jamaican accent in this film. I really thought he was Jamaican when I first saw this film back in like the early 90s. And then when I watched like this documentary that Scream Factory had, I'm like, holy shit, mind blown, because I never thought that he was like, I really thought he was like a Jamaican actor the whole time, and it's just fucking funny as all hell when I find out like years later that he's just doing like a voiceover, like he's doing like a voice with his character. So I give him props for that, and I've always thought that he was like a real Jamaican and stuff, so that's fucking awesome. So yeah, I just love this film. Some great characters and memorable performances. Of course, another character that's really interested in loony and out there is Dr. Logan, aka Dr. Frankenstein, and of course Bub, who's just a phenomenal looking zombie, and the performance of Bub is probably one of the best zombie performances of all time, of course, from actor Howard Sherman, who does a tremendous job as Bub in the film, and just the characteristics of Bub are awesome. And I really love the musical score of this film too, from John Harrison. It's actually grew on me over the years, because at first I wasn't feeling it when I was like watching this for the first time as like an adolescent teen, of course. But now that I watch it now, it's like it goes so well with the film, especially with the tones and the metaphors of what's going on inside the film. And it has like that really great opening scene where like it has like that Caribbean music playing in it, and it's just fucking awesome. I highly recommend not Day of the Dead. It's actually my favorite film that Romero ever did. It's a very well made film. And even though, like I said, like and previously, that Land of the Dead actually had parts of the script, I'm kind of glad that they didn't take that. They took it out of it, because this gets to the core of the story, and it has a great ending. I really do love this film. So if I had to rate Day of the Dead, it's getting a solid 10 out of 10. It's a fucking awesome film. Super fun, super great characters, great performances, great makeup, great music, great direction by Romero, great script. I fucking love this movie with a passion. 10 out of 10 for Day of the Dead. Awesome shit right here. Alright guys, that's it for this It Came from the 80s. Please leave in the comments what some of your favorite Romero films are. And as always, I'll see you next video, guys. Peace out.